Everyone, this video is about Google Calendars. Google Calendars is just a digital agenda, and you can access it from any device that you can sign in to your Google account on. That means tablets, phones, laptops. You can view your digital calendar, your digital Google Calendar, anytime, any place. To access your Google Calendar from a computer, I'm already signed into Google, so I'm going to click up here on the Google Apps section and go down to Google Calendar. And here you can see this is my Google Calendar. This is actually an updated version. They updated it in January, so it's a little different. Over here, you can see your month of view. If you click on any day, it'll take you to that day automatically, which is an easy way to find what you have planned for the future. If you come down a little further, you can add a coworker's calendar. And that would just be, you would want to add their calendar if you want to see what they're doing. So if I type in a coworker's name and enter, then their calendar, I have a checkbox here, and their calendar will show up with my calendar. Really good way for planning events and meetings with other people. Here, this plus sign next to add a coworker's calendar is where you can add other calendars. So click on that plus and let's go ahead and make sure you have the resource calendars here at EBH added. So I clicked on browse resources, and now I'm here and I see these 4 calendars. The library calendar is inactive right now, but the computer lab, conference room, and iPad calendars are all active. So make sure you have these 3 boxes checked. Later I'll show you how to reserve these things using your calendar. Once you check these 3 boxes, come back over here, back to your calendar. And if you look here under my calendars, you can see that all the calendars you own appear here. So any class that you have in Google Classroom will have a calendar here. Your personal calendar will appear here. You should have your calendar with your name first. And any other calendars that you might have created that you own, they'll appear here. Under other calendars, these are calendars that you have access to and can view, but you can't update or adjust them. You can just look at them. Let's see. I told you I'd show you how to add an event using the resources that you just added to your calendar. So what I'm going to do first, I want to look at the computer lab calendar because say I want to reserve some time in the computer lab. So I just click on the box next to computer lab to make the calendar show up. You see when I click it again, it goes away. Now you can see it. So I'm looking at the calendar and we both have free time Thursday from 7:45 until 8:30. So to do that, I just clicked on the calendar and drug my mouse down. It opens this dialog box. Here, go ahead and click more options because we're going to need to anyway. You can add a title to your event. Make sure the time is right. I need to go ahead and change this to 7:45 because that is when they're actually in there till 8:30, I think. So I'm adjusting my time. And now to actually reserve the space, I'm going to come over here and click on rooms. Now, underneath that, I see available rooms at the time that I put on my calendar. You can also choose to see all rooms, but why? Available rooms only, because those are the only rooms you can use or add to your calendar. So I want to add the computer lab to mine because that's where I want to be. I want to reserve the computer lab for this time. And as you can see now, My location automatically updated to Computer Lab. Here, where it says Hangouts Meet, that means there's a meeting set up, a video conference set up that can be used for this meeting. If I don't need that, I can just click No Conferencing. I have a default setting for my notifications. I always get one 10 minutes before the event. This should see your name. This is your calendar that you want to make the reservation with. Busy, that's just so other people can't try to use that time because you're going to be in there. And default visibility, we'll learn more about that later. But if I wanted to change the visibility of that, I could set it to public, which means everyone can see it, or I could set it to private, which means people could only see if I'm busy or free. You can always add a description here, and I don't need to do that. To add a guest, I would click here on guests and add their name so that I have my room right here, Computer Lab. I have my guest, Hinata, and the last step would be to save. And Google asked me if I want to send invitations to the guests. And if I wanted to, I would click send. But since this is just an example, I'm not going to send this. But now you can see, because I added it to the calendar, here's my calendar showing that I have this time in the Computer Lab, and here's the Computer Lab calendar showing that it is not free at this time. Works the same way for the iPad calendar and the conference room calendar should you ever need to check it out.